Next up, we'll have the presentation, Baywa's Data Enablement Journey to Become a Data-Driven Organization. For that, I welcome on stage Bea Schnarr. Bea Schnarr is Director of Digital Projects at Baywa. Hi. Peter Redeker. Peter Redeker is the Head of Analytics, Data Integration Solutions at Baywa. And Tobias Wätzig, who has worked for more than 10 years as a consultant for Accenture and Deloitte in the area of account management, analytics, and information management. The stage is yours.
Thank you. Yeah, welcome. Who are we? We already presented Tobias Wätzig, our implementation partner from Deloitte. Peter Redeker, my head of analytics and data integration solutions. My name is Bea Schnarr, director digital projects at Baywa RE. Who is Baywa RE? And here the RE is important. The RE stands for our business model, renewable energies. So the business model of Baywa RE is starting with the projects. So we are building, developing solar and wind projects, selling them to investors. The second business model is IPP, independent power producer, where we keep our solar and wind parks ourselves, operate them and maintain them ourselves. And third, our operations part, where we do all kind of technical and commercial operations for the wind and solar parks that our investors bought from us. So what's the challenge of Baywa RE? First thing, growth. So in the past, we grew rapidly. So I joined Baywa RE in 2014 with about 500 people. We are at the moment around 5,000. Yeah, we are 85 entities, all brought their own IT landscapes. Yeah, and also that we have quite small entities, they brought their IT landscapes based on Excel and similar tools. So that's the one challenge. And the second challenge with the individual landscapes. And also bring that to a group and then bring it also to the mindset of the people that we can't do data management in the future with Excel. That's the big challenge. Also for the future, that's true. So we will triple our portfolio of wind and solar parks in the development and building area. We will as well triple our IPP portfolio. And same is true also for operations that will grow heavily with tripling the both other business models. So that means where's the data challenge before I hand over to the colleagues to show a little bit what it means in a little more concrete. Manage growth. Manage as well the portfolio optimization and point out efficiency. So bringing all the data together, get the insights and also change our whole IT landscape from what we are. Peter and Tobias have to deal with where we are and need to bring us where we want to be. Yeah, and that is exactly the journey that they want to show you in the next 15 minutes.
Okay, yeah, thanks, Bea. Welcome. Good morning, everyone. The journey, so I will talk about a journey. Bea already said data is absolutely crucial. For us, it's not fuel, it's obviously the renewable energy. And yeah, like every company, we need to have the data in time, right in time, good quality, etc. But we're very decentral in nature. So I will talk about our aspirations, but also our challenges. And then we have our colleague here, Tobias, our partner, to tell us how we're currently tackling those challenges. So our journey is actually very young. I joined in April last year. And yes, our board was committed to do something about data. We also had I called it a little black swan. The Supply Chain Due Diligence Act, for the Germans here, the Lieferketten-Sorgfaltspflichtgesetz, forced us to get all our supplier together. But Bea mentioned we are an extreme decentral company, 80 different legal entities. And well, we had the choice. let's do another Excel sheet, bring this all together. And there we actually said, no, we want to start a data enablement journey. There we have the best first use case, starting with a master data management project. From a technology perspective or from a requirement perspective, we said, okay, we need something which gives us domain-driven insights, good governance, self-service, as well as really treating data as a product. You heard this a lot these last 2 days here in the conference. We needed data quality, data integration capability to actually have applications starting to talk to each other, and data provisioning. And we already had some experience on master data management. On the other side, we, as I said, very decentral. This was a greenfield approach. There's nothing, and which was exciting for me joining the company. We decided to create a center of excellence to enable ourselves, but to enable also those different business functions where the one or the other tech person is definitely available. Technology, how did we do that? We said, okay, we need to select something. We cannot afford best in breed, so getting all those little things together and have then the optimal solution. So we said Pareto in breed, 80% is enough. We have now a tech stack of Informatica. We're utilizing as the data management technology. Data platform technology is Snowflake, where we put our data products. And our company is digital. We have no on-premise. We have no legacy, actually. 365 Azure is basically set. So obviously also the cloud infrastructure is based on Azure. And there we have an additional data lake in place. But we want to keep it simple. Keep it simple, 3 things, and then we get started. Pretty proud. Within 6 months, we got, I think, 8 of those 15 capabilities established, focusing on master data management, putting the one or the other analytics use case in place, and on the other side, also having the first data integration running, so the classical boring stuff, middleware, etc. From a people perspective, we were lucky. Our company already had so-called digital transformation managers in place in business units as well as in holding functions. So there we had sparring partners we could utilize immediately. And the concept was building out catalyst teams to basically select use cases, design, implement them, and get them going. Well, life would be boring without challenges, and there are a lot. But I think we also have a good strategy now to tackle those challenges. It starts with, if you try always the latest gadgets, the latest technology, it also sometimes comes with problems. I will only select a couple of anecdotes here, but we want to start with data catalog right from the beginning. Yeah, that's super. You scan your data, understand what your data is. But then there was this bug, and 3 months later, we're still not there. And so we had to wait. That happens on this side. Bad data, Excel-driven, bad data quality does not really help you to build cool data products. So that's definitely a problem. And then there was a real good finding, resistance against rapid change. So there's always resistance against change, but we were building now a kind of a bus together, super big, fast, Jira, Confluence, all kind of new processes. And sometimes we lost people in the bus. So either they didn't join or they didn't hold on and got lost from that perspective. War of talent is clear. So we're very near now in the tech stack. So if you know someone with Snowflake and Informatica skills in the area of Munich, let me know. Top management commitment was there, but the problem is we're starting greenfield. That means ramp up. Ramp up costs, difficult to argue. You don't see really a return on investment immediately. We had to be funded decentrally, so that's a challenge. And lack of trust, it's not that we are not trustworthy, but it's all about the energy you need to spend on finding the right messages. And sometimes I'm too complicated or I'm too tech-oriented, etc. And you need to constantly revise the messaging to get the trust, get the awareness, and have people basically joining. But so far, it was a really exciting journey, super fast. Faster than I ever expected. And let me have Tobias join, telling how we actually approaching those challenges.
Yeah, thanks, Peter. Yeah, we have heard quite a lot of challenges now from Peter, and also quite some visions of Bea where they want to go to now in the next years. So therefore, we pursued basically two major approaches, methodologies that we pursue in order to tackle all these challenges. And one is our twofold transformation approach. So we just said we need to somehow build up now, first of all, platform capabilities, data integration, master data management, a data warehouse, a data lake, and all these capabilities in order to actually enable the realization of use cases. On the other hand, business wants to see also some kind of a value add for any invest that they participate. And therefore we said we pick out now wisely and in a very smart way, very certain use cases where we believe we can achieve quick wins in order to build up some capabilities while already generating and providing a value add to the business stakeholders. And this where ease is then the enablement of other more sophisticated, more complex use cases. And there you can see the mutual effect of we build some data-driven use case on the one hand side, for which we need data platform capabilities, which where ease then enables other use cases by using these capabilities, but also by using the data as a product that we have built previously for the first ones that we picked up. And that's basically the effect that we want to transition and transform over time in order to continuously and from day one add value to the organization. And then on the other hand, becoming more and more flexible in tackling data and analytics use cases. This was also the order in which we started. So we had the Supply Chain Act, for which we have built a supplier master data domain, for which we required the data integration, MDM, and data warehouse capabilities, first of all. First people then got to know of that and said, okay, if we already have the supplier data, I actually need the relationship of supplier and legal entity and so on. So we have continued with building the legal entity and the relationships among each other. And that's how you basically build a foundation at the beginning and scale then in the end the use cases in the entire organization. Let's see when quantum computing is also one of the capabilities. The second approach is more from an organizational point of view. So Peter mentioned that we build up a center of excellence. And the reason is quite simple. When we now started via the data transformation managers to reach out to the various business functions and corporate functions, of course they said, yeah, we all have data problems, and luckily you can maybe solve them because we don't have either capacity or the knowledge to do so. And that's why we have said we need to have a dynamic approach of building, first of all, at one central point, a center of excellence, which consists of a hard shell, so to say, which is data architect, platform lead, so people that have actually combined all the knowledge which is required, which is surrounded then by an end of a pool of analytics experts, data engineers, data scientists, BI engineers, etc., complemented by some experts that are very much focused on specific topics. And the surface of the Center of Excellence is basically taken over by so-called translators, which is a very crucial part of all of that, as they translate bidirectional, the business requirements into technical solutions, but on the other hand, also explain business what's actually the value add of the solutions that we are building here. And this is the initial state, and the goal is basically to, over time, make a transition of these analytics pool and the entire data and analytics knowledge into the business units, so that you can reduce in the end the team in the Center of Excellence. Only some very certain experts remain for topics that have no one maybe tackled at all. But in the end, the business entities are in an independent way capable to build their own data and analytics use cases without the need of maybe a central Center of Excellence. This is exactly what you need in such a decentral organization like Baywa. What are the key success factors? What we believe, what we still need to pursue, because we're just at the beginning of the journey, but what we already have seen so far, that the necessity for having a value management process. We mentioned we want to have use cases in a wise manner selected, which we use in order to build up the first data enablement platform capabilities. But who tells us actually which use case to pick? And therefore, it's important that whatever use case we discuss with our business counterparts, it's important that we discuss the value add of these use cases to make transparent what they basically gain out of it once it is realized, but also what are the costs behind them. And then to have basically a funnel in which we decide which use case to pick up first, because the Center of Excellence can't tackle all of them at once. So you need to manage somehow the stakeholders and the huge set of use cases that we have identified in such a manner so that everyone feels being part of the entire journey in the end. Second is self-service platform, but here it's many facets that are comprised by these self-service platform ideas. So one is, of course, technology, that you basically provide technologies which allows the business units and the data science and data engineers to take the hurdle in a very easy manner, start implementing with low-code, no-code technologies or similar. It's rather the technology part of it. The other one is the people and process part, that you have workflows established, which allows you easily to search for data sets by having a data catalog or data marketplace, for instance. And second, to also share and get the approval and access to this data. And the more independent, basically, in the end, business users and data users can leverage the platform, the better it is. Third one is communication and change. If we have such a use case funnel, in the end, it's very important that we make transparent when the business parts can actually expect to have the value add for which they have also spent their money. To make this transparent, but also to make transparent the success stories. So which capabilities have we built up so far? Which data products have we now established next, so that everyone is aware of it and can join and think of maybe out of the box complete new use cases. Fourth one is the guiding principles, that we set a center of excellence as they will basically pick up the use cases first, should always, by realizing them, also providing and building and developing best practices, design patterns, so that the next team basically can pick them up and can by much faster basically start with their own data and analytics use cases. And last but not least, it's the federated data governance, and this does not mean we want to assign another set of imposed tasks to business. It's more about to build a system of incentivations in which business, first of all, likes to share their data, and on the other hand, also to manage and increase their data quality themselves. Yeah, these are all key success factors that we believe are important on that journey. It doesn't mean that we have already realized them all, but as we said, we are at the beginning of this entire journey, which will take quite some time, I guess. And therefore, it's also the end of this presentation. Not sure from a timing perspective whether we have time for a Q&A now. If not, we of course, yes, we do have, then can open up the discussion.
The floor is open.
Mm-hmm.
No, we have all kind of ideas. So I think a couple of days ago we talked about gamification. So maybe that's something we could try. So our company does a lot in terms of such digital things, but there we're really at the beginning of the journey, basically. But something like this, like the typical health challenge, the fitness challenge, we were recently thinking about why don't we do something like this for data quality, for example. Yeah, so to really gain points, incentivize points for activities or actions to improve data.
And I think the big advantage of Baywa in general is maybe it's also a part of the branch, but especially the company it is really. People are open to that. It's open mindset. They love to do things together. Yeah, I always call it the Fridays for Future. Yeah, Baywa is Fridays for Future. They love to come together, to group together. They don't care too much. This is your department, this is my department, it's your data, it's my data. So really, culture helps here.
I think culture helps, and also building the communities around certain topics. And also some kind of nudging we already discussed. So in terms of whenever someone maybe achieves something which is impressing, to announce that, because then other peoples are basically in that organization attracted and say we want to achieve the same. So these kinds of methodologies we have already in mind, but it's just in planning phase.
There was one other over there. Well, I think there are two sides on it. On the one hand side, we wanted to, if we select all together. We have those digital transformation managers in place, so that's already a community. We need to prioritize. We have a little bit of pay-for-play model as well. So basically, if a business unit also puts funding on the table, then this also enables us to entertain those use cases in addition to, let's say, kind of a baseline use cases we typically support. For me, it's important that we distribute now so that we're not only doing master data management or only doing data integration, so that we actually, you saw those 15 capabilities. My goal is to really enable them all. So far it's 8 to 9 are enabled, and that's one guiding principle, I would say.
And I think it's also that we start small, and we don't do like the whole thing always. Like we start with 20, 40, 60%, it depends. Yeah. So as said, we start in February with that whole thing. So our partner joined in February and it's September now. Yeah. So 7 months. And this is where we say, okay, and already 8 capabilities enabled. We start with 20% here, 40% here, 30% here, 60% here. And they try to advertise and to group together and say, here, that's possible. And is it worth it to invest here? No, maybe not here, maybe here. So we involve a broad community to say, where do we want to go more, and where we say, okay, that was a try, maybe not now, maybe next year.
It's like a snowball. So you start small, and while this rolls, it might, and I hope it will get bigger.
Thank you very much for
Good.
your presentation. Let's give a warm round of applause.
Thank you.